And as we heard already from earlier speakers, our challenge to take conference is to discuss and promote Greece's defense industry in a fast-changing global environment. The topic is highly relevant to our country, and this conference is especially timely. That's because Greece is entering a new era. The country is emerging as a regional technology and business hub, but equally important, it has become a pillar of stability in Southeast Europe and the Eastern Mediterranean. With wars to our east and our north, Greece has taken on a new geostrategic significance. The country has become a staging point for the Western Alliance and a valued partner to our neighbors in the region. In the process, Greece is gaining soft power even as it concurrently builds its defense capabilities. Greece's increasingly important role also underscores the evolution of the security architecture in the Eastern Mediterranean that has quietly taken place over the last decade. Since at least 2010, successive Greek governments have developed closer defense ties with Cyprus, Israel, Egypt, as well as with the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia. Our relationship with the US has never been closer, and Greece has developed deeper cooperation with France through a bilateral defense agreement and a close commercial ties in the defense sector. Further augmenting this relationship has been Greece's growing role as a vital link in Europe's energy security, while at the same time, the Greek government has embarked on a coordinated program to strengthen the current defense industry through privatizations and by emphasizing defense exports. For Greece, this new role as a pillar in the Eastern Mediterranean represents a dramatic transformation from just a decade ago when the country was in the throes of the financial crisis, where domestically the country's 240 billion economy has returned to the pre-crisis level and is now one of the fastest growing economies in the Eurozone. That has allowed Greece to embark on a 13 billion defense modernization program, bringing upgrades to our air, sea, and land capabilities. Traditionally, Greece has spent more than most NATO members for defense, measured, of course, on a per capita basis, and it's one of the few member states that exceeds the alliance goals of allocating the equivalent of 2% of the GDP on defense spending. But in Europe, the momentum is changing. Amid the current uncertainty, there is a growing demand worldwide to enhance security, and especially here. In 2023, global defense spending reached a record of $2.2 trillion, a 9% year-on-year increase. It's expected to grow further this year, and here in Europe, defense spending rose to more than 300 billion this year alone. Just as importantly, in March, the European Commission presented the first European Defence Industrial Strategy, which proposes a series of measures to support and strengthen the European defence industry. Funding amounts to 1.5 billion for the period of 2025 to 2027. The strategy aims to promote cross-border collaboration between European defence companies, where Greek companies are already at the forefront relative to the size. By 2030, the strategy aims to increase the value of intra-EU defence trade to at least 35% of the value of the EU defence market. Also, by 2030, at least 50% of the member states' defence budgets should be devoted to procurement from Europe's defence industrial base, rising to 60% by 2035. By 2030, member states should also procure at least 40% of defence equipment collaboratively. This provides tremendous opportunities for further growth in Greece's defence industry. The country is already a leading producer of defence-related materials and equipment like submarine batteries, night division systems, drones, and selected space technologies, and several other high-technology applications. And there is a considerable margin to produce even more products for the international market in the years ahead. Some that come to mind include light armor vehicles and select maritime technologies. And we, at Enterprise Greece, the official investment and trade promotion agency of the Greek state, are doing our part to support Greek defense companies. Amongst other things, we have been organizing national pavilions at all the major defense exhibitions around the world. Just in the last 2 years, Enterprise Greece has helped organize and support, in conjunction with the Hellenic Ministry of Defense and all the trade associations like SECPI, Greece's presence at the world top 5 international defense and security exhibitions. These exhibitions allow Greek companies to showcase their innovative and high-tech products and services, But Enterprise Greece support for the Greek defense industry is part of our overall strategy to prioritize technology and innovation, in line, of course, with the government's strategic goal of building sustainable development for the country. For this year, 2024, Enterprise Greece has already confirmed its participation in Eurosatory, Euronaval, and AUSA. Meanwhile, in 2025, it will be present at IDEX Abu Dhabi, and additionally, we eagerly anticipate promoting and supporting, of course, the DEFEA Defense Exhibition this year. To conclude, I am particularly optimistic about the prospects of the Greek defense industry and our role and our country is playing as a pillar of peace and security in the wider region of the Southeast Europe and Eastern Mediterranean. I would like to stress that our defense companies not only successfully compete with their much larger counterparts, but show that they have great potential for business, development, and innovation. Just as importantly, they work in supporting the Greek economy, the country's security, and Greece's growing international presence. Thank you very much.